Well, g'day everyone. Okay, now for my 2-minute little dance, or whatever I have to do, for people to get ready for our live, well, it was live when we did it.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
So we are doing programs, animal encounter programs for you, and we're recording them ahead of time because of all the situation in regard to government rules and regulations and being at home and being locked up in the cellar and whatever. I don't know, it's all confusing to me. And so we decided to record these ahead of time. And we still want you, boys and girls, to put your questions in there. And we'll have one of our staff go through and we'll answer a lot of them. Okay, we have 2 special animals for this one today. And one is a surprise animal.
One is a surprise.
But I'm going to go up here. Now, the animal we're talking about today, the animals we're talking about today, they are not out here right now. They're in their little house.
Yes.
I'm going to see if you can guess which animal it is. You ready? Leanne, can you guess which animal that is?
Oh, I don't know. Kids, what do you think? Do you have any guesses about what animal this is?
Let me try to go slower.
Yes.
Okay. Can you guess what animal? Can you guess what animal it is? We'll see if they can put in the comments here, because we'll be following the comments live, even though this is recorded and streamed. I think I was a pretty good actor. What do you think?
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You just had to kind of go more like this.
Oh, okay.
Go like, yeah. Go
Is
like,
that it?
yeah. Go more
Okay.
like that. Yeah, onto a tree branch.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, all right. So, which animals are we talking about?
Okay, today we are going to talk about our sloths.
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 Sloths. We
It's
have
not
2.
spelled with a Z
No.
or a Z. Sloths.
Sloths. Yes.
Is that American?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to ask all the boys and girls a question. Why is this the most unique sloths? I can't say it. Sloths. Why is this the most unique sloths? Sloths. I'm going to say sloths.
You could say sloth.
Exhibit in the world. Hint. Look behind me. Here we are again, the most unique exhibit of sloths in the world, because how many other exhibits like this are there with Noah's Ark behind you? There are none. This is the only one in the world. Look at that.
Yeah.
And we're over beside the kangaroos too.
Yes.
So,
It's pretty
and
cool.
we have a surprise animal.
We have a surprise animal too.
Surprise animal. Okay. So this is their outside enclosure.
Yes, this is
so
their-
once the temperature goes up to what, 70?
70.
Then when people come visiting the zoo, if they're not out here, if it's too cool, they'll be able to look through the windows
Yes.
and see them in their little hut
Yes.
in there. Okay. So we're going to go in there, see if you can guess what the surprise animal is. Okay,
Yes.
Leanne, can you think, you're the senior zoo manager, think of something that you could give them as a hint to think about, and guess what the surprise animal might be.
This animal is also native to South America, like the sloth is.
Okay.
And they have, their name means little armored one in Spanish.
Oh, I think that's a good hint. Little
that's a
armored
really good-
one. We had a surprise animal the other day in a cooler,
Yes.
and it was a bearded dragon.
Yes.
Right. So, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go in here and see the sloths and
Yes.
see the, what'd you call it? Little armored one.
Little armored one.
Okay.
Okay.
So here we go.
So we're going to go in here. We have Rebecca in here
Okay.
waiting for us. She is one of our zookeepers
Notice
that
something.
takes
What?
care of sloths.
Why did my glasses fog up? What happened?
Watch your head, Ken.
Oh. Why did my glasses fog up?
So sloths, since they are from South America, they need a very warm and very humid habitat to thrive in. So their habitat, their indoor habitat here at Ararate Ridge Zoo is heated and also has a humidifier going in it to provide them with the proper humidity.
And this is quite a big area in here too.
Yes. So we have 2 sloths in here. We have Hoffman's 2-toed sloths. So we have Felix and Eutychus. Eutychus is this little guy up here in the box. Rebecca, you want to maybe
So if
give him
they're
a treat?
2-toed sloths, are they 3-toed, 1-toed, 4-toed? What are they?
Yes, so there are 2-toed sloths and there are 3-toed sloths. All sloths have 3 toes on their back legs, but on their front, the 2-toed only have 2 toes, whereas the 3-toed has 3 toes.
Wow.
And there
There
are
you are.
there are actually 6 species of sloth today. There are 2 species of the two-toed sloth. So we have the Hoffman's sloth, and there's also a Linnaeus sloth that is also a two-toed sloth.
Now, what family do they belong to?
So these guys are, their kind is the Folivora kind.
The what?
Folivora.
How do you spell that?
Folivora.
Folivora. Folivora kind.
Yes. That is the
Okay.
kind that all sloths
So-
are a part of.
Kingdom animal, the animal kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom phylum, Chordata.
Mm-hmm.
Class, Mammalia, right? They're mammals. Class, kingdom phylum class, order.
Order is going to be Xenothara.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, Xenothora. yeah, of course. Order, family.
The family is the Folivora, I believe. But kids, double check me on that one.
Okay, double check our senior zoo manager. If she needs correction, you kids can correct her, okay? So there we are. And keep guessing. I want you to guess I can hear it.
You hear the rattling going on?
I can hear the rattling going on. What's our secret little animal? Are we going to actually bring this animal out of the cage?
Yes, we're going to let him out in a little bit.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, have a guess what our secret animal is. We're not looking at it yet. It's not me. I'm not an animal. Okay? We're different. Animals weren't made in the image of God. Humans
No.
are made in the image of God. But no animal was made in the image of God. Remember that. Animals are different to humans. Now, we might have a body like a mammal's body, but we're not just a mammal. We're human beings.
Right.
We're Homo sapiens, made in the image of God. And we need to remember that. So, you know what I can see out the window? An ostrich. Look at that.
Oh, yes.
Do the sloths just sit here and watch the ostriches out there?
I don't know, Rebecca. What do you think?
Or do they
Yeah.
just sit there and they just sit there?
Sloths pretty much sit there.
Look at that. Look, isn't that what you'd like to be doing? Here we are. You can tell this one got the message. Stay at home
Stay at home.
and just lie there.
Yeah.
Don't do anything.
Yep. These guys definitely
And
are
I
okay
see
with
that they're
that.
practicing social distancing.
Yes.
Yes, this is a new
Yes.
term that I learned, social distancing.
So yes, in the wild, sloths are typically solitary animals, so they don't live in big groups or family groups or things like that. They're usually just found by themselves. In the zoo setting, we can, after proper introductions, have them live together, but we always just want to make sure they have plenty of space to each have their own space. So Eutychus here, he's up in the box. That's his space. That is his home. He loves that. Felix, kind of, I don't know. He's just he changes his favorite spot usually once a week. He'll kind of shift around.
Once a
somewhere
week,
else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once a week. Yeah, I think I'll change beds. Once a week. Yeah, but if they're solitary, look, there's 2 ostriches out there now.
Yes, there's 2.
So if they're solitary, they must come together for reproduction.
Yes, they do. They do come together to reproduce, but sometimes they have problems finding each other, even then, because
Oh, is that right?
they're so slow.
They're so slow.
And then they have to be motivated to move, and sometimes they just decide they don't really feel like moving.
I wonder what the original sloth kind was like. I think must have been different to that a little bit.
I think
Probably
a little
more
bit.
energetic.
Probably a little bit more energetic. So they have a very, very slow metabolism, which is why we think of them as being so slow. They just take a really long time to digest their food. So sloths
They
wait.
take a long time to do everything.
They take a long time to do everything. So sloths can actually have up to 2/3 of their body weight in their stomachs. So there's just the stomach contents can be 2/3 of their body weight. So it's very hard to get an accurate body weight on the sloths. We usually have to wait until after they come down out of the trees to use the bathroom and then weigh them.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
That is interesting.
And sloths are really interesting in the fact that each of them will kind of choose a tree to come down to use the bathroom, and they'll continually come down.
And that's their tree.
That's their tree.
This is my tree.
It's your tree.
So
But
I
that's
can
really-
see down there, is that the humidifier down there?
Yes, we have a humidifier going
Just to
down
show
there.
all the boys and girls to keep it at the right humidity, and of course it's heated to keep it at the right
Yes.
temperature.
Yep,
So we
heater
can
just
see-
kicked on.
Yeah, we've got air conditioning unit here.
Yes, and in the summer, this will be air conditioned, so if it gets too warm. So these guys, we actually have to also make sure it doesn't get too warm for these guys, because if they sit out too long in the sun, once again, because they're such a slow animal, they'll sit out in
They'll
the
heat up.
sun and not realize that they're too hot. So in the summer, we're going to make sure they have plenty of shade and fans, and also keep an eye on the temperatures. And if it gets too warm, pull them back inside in the air conditioning.
I'm not a sloth because I can tell when I'm getting too hot in the sun.
Yes.
That's how I know I'm not a sloth.
Yes.
Let me think about that. All right, so we're going to show them the surprise animal.
Sure, we can show them the surprise animal.
Okay, I'll keep my social distancing
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is the surprise animal?
So our surprise animal, we'll see if he wants to come out now,
Oh,
is an
Who is it?
armadillo.
it's an armadillo.
So this is Esau. He is our large, hairy armadillo.
What'd you say in Spanish? It means little armored one?
Yes. Their name armadillo means armored one in Spanish. So that is how they got their name. When the Spanish came to the New World.
He checked out
he
the
said,
space
"No,
and
I'm-
said, you
I'm
know, I
done."
think my cage back here is actually better.
What-
No, he's come back again.
Yep, when the Spanish came to the New World, they saw these little animals running around that looked like they almost had this armor plating on. So they gave them the name armored one. Their little armored one.
So what does an armadillo eat?
So armadillos are insectivores, so they eat mostly insects. They will eat also vegetation, like plant material as well. He may clean up what the sloths dropped in here earlier, we'll see. But
Oh, I like that piece of
yes,
carrot
that piece
there.
of carrot there. But if you notice, Esau is going to be running around, and if you watch his nose, you'll notice it's constantly in motion. It never stops moving. And that's because his best sense is his nose, his sense of smell. So he's going to be smelling, looking around for yummy insects or yummy things to eat.
Is he going to find any in here? What do you think?
Rebecca and Hannah just changed the substrate the other day, so there may be some yummy bugs that came in on this pine nuggets, or he might be getting some of the sloths' dinner last night that they dropped and didn't feel like going and getting.
So what are all those hairs on him?
So he gets his name, the large hairy armadillo, because of these long hairs. And they're just like hairs that we have. He is a mammal, so he does have these hairs. They don't really serve a whole lot of purpose other than they might have some sense, might be able to sense
Or maybe
some
they have a
things.
purpose we don't know about yet.
Yes, exactly.
So, you know, evolutionists have said in the past, oh, this organ's left over from evolution because it doesn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
All it meant was they didn't know what the purpose was, and then they
Yeah.
found out what it was, and then they say, oh,
Yes.
we didn't know it had that purpose.
Yes.
Because only God knows everything, right? See, I like to teach boys and
Oh,
girls all
yes.
these things.
Yes. So these guys are really fascinating little animals. We get asked a lot if these.
There we are. There's the rear end of a
Oh,
armadillo.
there we go. Just what
Oops.
you always wanted to see.
Let me get out of the way here.
So a fun fact about the armadillo is sometimes they are active during the day, which is what we call diurnal, and then sometimes they're active at night, which is what we call nocturnal. So this is just depends on the seasons. So in the summer when it's really hot during the day, the armadillo will actually come out at night and forage and look around for insects. And then in the winter when it's colder during the day, or when it's colder overnight, they'll actually come out during the day when it's a little bit warmer, and will come out and forage for insects during the night as well.
So are we going to, you know, when we have the animal actor stage operating and you have live animal programs out there, do you think the armadillo will be one of them?
Yes, we're hoping to use him out there. We just have to figure out some safe way to display him because his nose just goes and goes and goes. So we can't just put him
so
out
to
there
have
on the
something
stage.
soft on the floor and
Yes, and then some sort of way to keep him in a certain area.
okay. Oh, look at those ears.
So
Can we get a close up of the ears? It's hard.
Yes, he's got
'cause-
some really cool ears. So these guys have a pretty good sense of hearing. So they're also listening for those insects and things
Look at those ears.
in the ground.
Isn't that cool?
So Esau will hopefully eventually be living in here with the sloths full time. So when he's not doing programs on the animal actor stage, you guys can come and visit him here in the indoor sloth exhibit. So we're working on now on just introducing the sloths.
So you
and
put the
armadillos.
armadillo in here, in the sloth exhibit.
Yep.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yep, he'll come in here with the sloths because the sloths are arboreal, so they're going to be up here in these nice branches that we have for them, and then Esau is going to be on the ground. So kind of a dual use for the exhibit.
This is what the sloth is saying. This is what you need to do now. If you're locked in your homes, this is what you do. You just do what I do. Look at that. be like a sloth. That's amazing. They're amazing
Yes,
creatures.
they're
aren't they?
amazing creatures.
So that's interesting. An armadillo run around here like crazy, and the sloths up in the trees just lying there.
You know, it just will give us exhibit a little bit of activity. So our visitors can see something that's actually mobile and moving around while we're.
And we'll just show you here if we'll have the camera move around, and we'll show you the windows. These are the windows when the sloths are inside the house here, and the armadillo in here. These are the windows you'll be looking through from the outside that you can see here. And just to remind you too, our Facebook Live programs, we're hoping to do 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. programs. 3 p.m. for the animal encounters, and 7 p.m. some sort of behind the scenes program, and 12 o'clock a presentation by our speakers, and hopefully it'll be live. If not, we'll stream one that they do at the Museum of the Ark. And then 20% off for anything that you order of our online store while the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter are closed to the public. If you use promo code Matthew6, you get 20% off. That's a special deal for everyone. And there's an incredible number of kids' books, curricula, kids' books of all ages, dealing with all sorts of topics, with all sorts of animals, and with dinosaurs and other things too. Teaching them answers to tough questions, the answers books. And, okay. You're going to get a photograph of me with a sloth? What's the sloth doing? Does he want to comb my hair?
He's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it? Hi. What are you thinking about? Okay. So what do you think? What do you think of this coronavirus outbreak? Yeah. That's what I think too. Okay. Are you reaching out to me? Yeah. Okay. There we are. This is the first interview with a sloth at the Ark Encounter Ararate Ridge Zoo. The first interview ever in the history of the universe with a sloth at the Ark Encounter. Okay. Do you want my microphone?
Can't eat that Eutychus.
So, where'd you come from? I agree. He was created, the original kind was created, that's what he said. Mm-hmm. On which day of creation was the sloth kind originally created? Correct. Day 6.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
What do you think of that? And how many sloths were there on the Ark?
Yeah.
You said 2.
2, yeah.
There were 2. And how did you know to come to the Ark? He said his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents who went on the Ark were told by God to go to the Ark. That's what it says in the Bible. That's pretty good. Thank you for the interview. There we are, ending hope you enjoyed that, boys and girls. Ending that sloth encounter and armadillo encounter here at Ararate Ridge Zoo at the Ark Encounter. I'm sure you can't wait till the government says, everything's open, come, pour in here. Okay, thanks, Leanne.